Alright everybody, hello and welcome to day number 2 of the round of 16 for the Zotac starleague 2014. I'm SP Revolution 5, once again joined by Renessa Dota, and we are so happy to be here today, guys.
Reserve time.
Renessa?
I'm very excited to start on this set. It should be a wonderful game.
And, I mean, the draft is already getting underway just a bit, and you can see now, For the Win didn't respect Van Out Figueroa's Miranda, and he wants to show them that that is his hero.
They've gotten both the Miranda and the Invoker.
Yeah, 2 of the signature heroes for the team. Meanwhile, though, a very scary hero on the other side, the Ember Spirit, who we actually saw lose last night, but I think he's still pretty good against this lineup. Last night we saw him up against Axe. You can't quite block counter Helix with Flame Guard, so...
Yeah, very challenging lane for Ember to deal with. And I mean, that Axe was just dominating anyway.
Dead Axe, yep.
Yeah, Ember didn't have the chance to really catch up.
And Bersoback actually going to get the ban out now. They're wanting to get rid of these physical damage dealers, which is honestly... I'm a little surprised they haven't banned out the Axe. We haven't seen Arena Gaming play that much recently, simply because their group stage for the Star League was weeks ago. But, they could definitely be on the trend for Axe. I haven't seen them in a while, though, so I don't know. They're going to get the Mirana Bane combo, though, as well. I mean, this is already looking like a really solid draft for Arena.
I'm actually a little surprised by the Bristleback ban out for the win, just because when you pick a Dazzle, you tend to go for a little more minus armor is really where Dazzle's coming into play, and you want to take advantage of that. And the Viscous Goo, is that what it's called?
Yes.
I believe is minus armor. So Bristleback, nice and tanky, but Centaur does have free initiation, so that's probably their offlaner. And they don't want someone else tanky who's capable of dealing with him on the other team.
10 seconds remaining.
Yep. But, either way, I don't really like the Centaur pickup from them either. You've already got a lot of mobility in the Ember Spirit. You don't really need a charge to keep getting in there.
Yeah, it depends on what their next 2 picks are. They might pick someone who is quite a bit of an who needs help with initiating. But Centaur is just so popular right now, and we saw it last night. He was in several of the games. I'm not sure how many, but I feel like it was a
lot of them.
Yeah, it was at least 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
So I would just guess he's very popular right now.
And we're hoping that guys, once Fnatic vs Cloud9 finishes up, which I'm trying to check on that and just see.
Oh, the game just started.
The game just begun, but it's only a best of 1. Okay, so we should be able to get a few more viewers out of that. But in the meantime, if you could let your friends know this game is going on, it's a huge game. I know that's a pretty big game too. I'm not going to doubt that. But and if you're wanting to watch both, figure out how to use multi-Twitch. I mean, we'd be happy just to have the viewership right now, and getting more information out there on Brazil Dota, of course.
Venomancer. And a Venomancer pickup from Arena. So right now their lineup is actually very susceptible to a farmed Ember and a Centaur. They're a little squishy. But Venomancer is a very good hero against Ember Spirit, because while Ember Spirit can use his remnants to get away, the Venomancer poison's still going to be with him and it still might kill him.
Yeah.
That is a nice side effect here. So we'll see what For the Win picks up in response.
10 seconds.
I will say, though, the Venomancer and the Bane combo I don't really like. I don't like much of any damage over time with Bane on the team. Unless it's like a Jakiro where Bane is simply being used as a setup. But you just Nightmare someone, and if they've been attacked by Venomancer or a Plague Ward recently, they're going to wake right up.
Yeah, I think it would depend.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm not sure what it requires to wake up someone from Nightmare. I think, is it any damage? Is it...
It's pretty much any damage other than HP removal. Yeah. And Venomancer's stun is not HP removal.
Yeah.
That's why Bane's damage under Nightmare doesn't wake anyone up. Because it's HP removal, yeah.
I'd always wondered about that. I was like, well, maybe it's just special because it's Nightmare damage.
Tinker, for instance, since March of the Machines is HP removal instead of regular damage, he doesn't wake up Nightmare units with it.
Radiant team.
Interesting. I've never known that.
Yeah. It's a really odd mechanic. And I have a deep respect for people who play Bane really well, because I find him to be a very challenging hero. When I first started playing with him, though, like the first time I ever played with him, I didn't realize how his ult worked. And I literally thought it did nothing, because I was frantically clicking on stuff. I'm like, pop the ult! Okay, what? And I would instantly interrupt the channeling myself while it was going. And it took me about 3 or 4 games to figure out that ult actually does do something. But Ember Spirit, Clockwork banned out. They're trying to get rid of offlaners, it looks like. But actually, for the win, possibly needing a bit of a mid laner. I'm kind of surprised to see the Clockwork get banned out right here by Arena Gaming. Unless they're planning on picking up a Drow.
Well, Ember Spirit is often run mid, so I actually think For the Win is picking up. I would say a carry, but perhaps Arena is thinking that that's a carry Centaur, which has happened.
Or a carry Ember. I mean, we've seen him run in the safe lane just last night.
Yeah, I'm just thinking with the Clockwork ban out, continuing to ban out offlaners.
Okay, yeah. It's going to be a mid Centaur, though. I like the Lifestealer pickup. When
I saw the Centaur pickup, I instantly thought, okay, maybe they need the run-in for a Nyx bomb. And then I was like, no. So I should have said something. Should have called it.
This draft is a little odd to me.
So Arena Gaming, this is actually a fairly standard draft. So when you see a Prophet pickup, you expect them to be able to fight very well as 4, which Invoker, Mirana, Bane, Veno, they output huge amounts of damage in the early game. Should be distracting enough to let Prophet take early towers and get them the gold advantage. And really starve Ember and Lifestealer for farm. For the Win has a very greedy draft here. Yeah, and the Jakiro pickup is one that I don't think is the best in the world, just in itself. He's a strong hero, don't get me wrong there. But without a hard setup stun in lane, you can really dodge that ice path. And so having like a Darkseer, for instance, whatnot. Okay, this camera control should be a bit better today, guys. I'm just going to double check my settings and fix the overlay. With this nice convenient pause we have sitting here.
Yep.
One player was AFK, I think, so might be going here soon.
Yep, I turned the acceleration up just a little because I found that was where I was most comfortable. But it should be a lot smoother today, a lot better, and we should have some pretty exciting games coming up. So right off the bat, Vanessa, whose draft do you think is, just looking at the draft, if the game wasn't going to be played, who won the draft here?
So you know that's a challenging question.
Yeah.
And so I'll do a little bit of an analysis out loud to really try and work my way through this. What is it? Arena Gaming has massive early game presence, control, and domination naturally without a high level of skill being required. I mean, this is a pub lineup that can crush people.
Yeah. And these are heroes that have been played, and nobody's, except for maybe Invoker, nobody in a pub would say, like, oh, I can't play Venomancer. Like, yes, you can. Shut up.
For the Wins lineup, again, these aren't high skill cap heroes necessarily. Now, it's not saying these will be played at a high skill. So execution, again, shouldn't be too challenging, but Ember Spirit requires a lot to be able to come online. Jakiro can be a challenging support, and it really, because of his turn speed, it can make a lot of challenges there. And then Lifestealer needs a little time to come online. So For the Win have to delay this game and play very carefully. So with that said, I would put the draft just in Arena's favor without knowing the skill or coordination of either of these teams. I think Arena Gaming's draft is easier and has less risks. All right, well, with that, let's get our hero introductions out of the way. If you could introduce For the Win from the Ember Spirit. Alrighty, well, starting with the Ember Spirit, we have G going out in this middle lane, doing somewhat of a bottle rush. And then playing the Jakiro ACC, standing here, probably protecting the rune, maybe going for a first blood with his co-support Neo playing the Dazzle. I skipped over the Lifestealer, but hopping over to Lifestealer. Is Lolling Blue or Lolling Blue? Lolling Blue is what I've been calling him. Lolling Blue playing our Lifestealer, and then in the off lane we've got Kui playing our Centaur.
Yep. So that's your lineup for the Win Esports. On the side of Arena Gaming, we have Hits, the man himself on the Bane, TKP on the offlane Nature's Prophet, it looks like. On the Mirana, we have hashtag Bald Dodo Figueredo. And that's something he says, just in case you guys don't know. On the Invoker, we have Not on his signature hero as well. And then, last but not least, we have Magic on the Venomancer. I like that.
That is cutely done. I am a fan of that.
It's kind of like the load thing that Load will do for Alliance. So okay, back to getting used to this camera. Meanwhile, we have 2 supports already smoked up in the mid lane.
Double deity.
Looks like they want to come down. Dazzle has a double damage room, but is headed toward the bot lane.
I mean, this is how you deal with an Ember Spirit. You kill him early, you shut him down, you keep him from being able to farm, and that really cripples for the win.
Yeah. If he's not got a 6, he has no escape. Of course, Sunstrike gonna go ahead and be invoked. They're gonna have the Flame Guard up already. A very smart level 1 skill. Is he gonna be able to get away though? Sunstrike coming through. He's slowed down too much. No, he's not. First Blood is gonna go over to the Invoker for killing G. And I mean, that's just a rough start for the Win Esports. Invoker going to have a great laning stage now that Ember has been set back a little bit. And if he hadn't died there. Okay, I will look into that in just a moment. But if he hadn't died there, he probably would have had his bottle there. Yeah, you can recall real quick. Alright, sorry, we're just going to work out the technical difficulties, hopefully, so they won't happen again. Hopefully it's a little better now, Renessa. Renessa? Uh-oh. There's a problem with the internet connection. Renessa?
Yes.
Okay, there was a problem with the internet connection, it said.
Alright, I think we should be okay here.
Okay. And Twitch, please let me know if we are experiencing any technical difficulties on your end. Don't want you to miss the game because you can't understand something by any means. So, meanwhile, Not is going to pick up a Null Talisman and Boots pretty early. Harassing out G very efficiently with this Quas Exhort style he's going for.
And Lulling Blue doing quite well here on CS, sitting at 12 and 4.
We got a DC.
Perhaps now he was also AFK at the start of the game, so something can be going on. Wow, geez, so low. Does Not have a Sunstrike? No, he does not. Okay.
Oh, he's really low. Yeah. Yeah, but no Sunstrike available, not enough mana anyway. Oh, you can see right here, even though my pings aren't showing up on the actual map. He used it, yeah.
That's why he's so low.
Thank you, Burst Damage, for making kills hard to catch.
We'll do our best. I know, I'm trying to keep an eye on these HP bars up here at the top. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the upcoming schedules so that people know what will be going on in the near future. He is going to post a link in the chat, guys, to let you know what the schedule is.
Yep, there is a Reddit post that I went ahead and formatted the other day, so, no, not the Path of Exile subreddit.
And, as well as that, the Join Dota website and, probably a few other ones also have these games listed on their match tickers. So
actually, it'll have already been in the chat by the time they see it, but and guys, please, if you're on Reddit and you don't mind upvoting this, we're trying to still get some more traction on it, although I'm not sure how much more we could get simply because it's an old post at this point, but it is a good resource for finding out your links. And we're still also looking into possibly doing a all-star match tomorrow. We're not sure if that's actually going to be happening yet, so we'll get you guys news on that in the meantime. There is like a 2-hour gap between the games tomorrow. But we do have the House is Down versus Jungle's King coming up. Judgment versus Life is Hard. Should be some pretty exciting games even after this one. And then tomorrow we've got Rubik Plus 4 versus Tango and Dive, which are two of the newer teams in the scene, but also two of the very strong teams in the Brazilian scene. they're some of the ones that you really want to keep an eye on, and I'm really excited to see Ruby plus 4 play again, because they were fantastic to watch. And Tango and Dive always are.
Yeah, so G managing to bottle up and picking up a haste rune for another full bottle, so nice news there for him.
Yeah, and that's one thing that most mid-heroes will have as an advantage over Invoker. He's not going to really use a bottle, so he's going to go for a greedier item in a way. Because he has Quacks for regen, he usually can sustain mana relatively well. Exort builds sometimes are going to have trouble with that. Looks like Neo and ACC are here. They do have the slow from Neo as a setup, but Invoker going to back off a little bit. Meanwhile, Lifestealer going head-to-head down here with TKP is actually 20-9 up against TKP's 2-0. Actually not. Going to be jumped on right now. No Flame Guard available. Actually, the Ice Path going to miss, but he's getting harassed out. He is going to Cold Snap up G right here. Will he be able to take him down? It looks like he will. He was trying to pop a bottle charge, but it wasn't going to be enough right there. Very nicely done by him turning that fight around.
Nice, yeah, it was very, I mean, just managing to get just enough tower aggro there, and I think the one last Cold Snap, combined with the tower hit, was just enough to kill him off. So this Ember Spirit is now 0-2. He's having a rough time here in this middle lane, and the constant support presence means that his levels are also going to be a little more challenging for him to find his levels, but he is even here with Not. So that's actually a little surprising to me. I guess Not's been harassed out a little bit by that Flame Guard.
Just a little bit, at least. And Not does have about half a level up on him. Now he's actually got a level 5, so he is going to be going for an early Midas pickup that if you're doing well in lane, you just go for as Invoker. Figueredo is farming rather nicely up on the top lane up against the Centaur. 26-11 against 4-0. Compared to the Lifestealer, though, he is a little bit behind. Lifestealer with 7 more last hits than he does. But Figueredo doesn't normally do a hard farming Mirana. He usually gets a core item or 2 up and then starts roaming around the map. Shoot arrow, hit arrow, kill.
And I mean, he does have hits here to set up just a beautiful arrow into a gale, and that is a high level of kill potential here coming out from Arena Gaming.
The only thing I think they're the reason they're not going for this right now is because Qiyu is very tanky. They're not going to be able to just shoot arrow, hit arrow, he's dead. No, he's at half health. He's a Centaur,
and he can still double edge you and take out all 3 of these very squishy heroes.
Meanwhile, though, Lifestealer going to be picking up a Midas, going a little more greedy, but they have a lot of mid-game presence on the team with the Ember Spirit, not to mention the Centaur and the Dazzle as well.
Yeah, I like the Midas on Invoker, yes. The rest of the team, not as much, but I would expect TKP to get one. It's just, I know, I said Arena, I liked their draft a little bit better.
We've got Magic getting called out here, though. Ice Path is going to land. Ember Spirit going to take him out. So finally, a kill coming out for the Vengeful Spirit. Wow, Ember Spirit. I tried to say Venomancer, then it turned into Vengeful Spirit, and I was halfway there, but the Ember Spirit getting a kill.
That's a nice revenge kill for him. Sunstrike by Not, but Ember did not really run the way he was expecting.
Where did that Sunstrike come out?
It was just kind of like up on the hill.
Okay.
He thought G was gonna run back, but instead he went for the rune.
Bane actually is gonna take out Centaur up top. Just as I said, they might not be able to kill him, but very nicely done. I'm assuming, Figueredo did use the arrow there.
He's farming very well up here, and no Midas pickup, so not a hard farming Mirana.
Yeah, and I think this is smart with his team style. They want to fight. They don't want to sit back and farm. So they're going to be relying on gold from hero kills. Also, though, G, with the Flame Guard up, he is going to Searing Chain not up. He tries to throw a Sunstrike, but it's not enough. He's going to get another kill. And this lane is starting to go pretty badly for Invoker. Just as he was about to get Midas, too. Oh, my goodness. Such a close timing there for him.
Yeah, that was a very important kill, delaying that Midas. G and let's see, who is?
I think this is the second time he's delayed it though.
Yeah, no, these are 2 very recent.
Wait, no, that was on the Venomancer. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I got my kills mixed up. He's gonna TP back into lane, and unless he's planning to change his tune with the Midas here, I'm not really sure why. G is going to get hit with a cold snap and 1 right click, but not too much here. Let's take a look at our gold graph, though. It is actually dead even, oddly enough. So, for the win, getting a bit of the advantage in terms of XP, but I'd say that's mainly because of the Lifestealer and of the fact that their supports have been able to rotate around the map, so that gives Lifestealer quite a bit of XP in his lane, just naturally, as well as the extra XP he's going to get from that Hand of Midas. So,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This is for the win's late
Dire's
game.
bottom tower is
It's
under
definitely the more powerful one here. Oh,
Nightmare
right.
into Arrow, into Sunstrike, and Quiyu should drop here, yeah. And that was one thing I wasn't taking into account there, the Sunstrike from Invoker. But speaking of the Invoker, he's going to try to throw out a Deafening Blast that's only going to catch an illusion of the Ember Spirit. G diving deep, but getting a kill here. It looks like he could get picked off. No, he's not going to.
Tower has
Yep. Meanwhile, though, Radiant taking a bottom tower from the Lifestealer, or by the Lifestealer. Venomancer actually getting picked off as well, so still keeping up in terms of kills, and getting that tower is very important as a source of gold. They're now going to be at 1,000 gold advantage, but it's still a very close game, even for just 8 minutes in.
Yeah, I think For the Win is taking back some control that Arena had with those early kills on Ember. Now let's take a look at Ember's farm here. So he's not farming incredibly well.
Yeah. But to make up for that, the Lifestealer is farming outstandingly. We're actually going to have a bit of a skirmish here top. It looks like they don't have the Stampede available, though. So, doesn't look like that's going to end up happening. But,
not quite ready for the Infest Bombs yet, I think.
I was looking at last hits, and right around the 9-minute mark, Lolling Blue had these 80 last hits, practically, already up on him. And I was thinking, that's almost impossible, right? Well, with the Nature's Prophet down here, if you can last hit Triumphs, you're going to get that much more gold. And that's what's helping him keep up. Of course, it looks like Invoker is finally going to be close to that Midas, hitting a 10-minute timing. It looked like it was going to be a lot earlier until he got picked off there once.
Yeah, that Dulang has Midas was a very well-timed buy For the Win, just because he kind of has to commit to Midas now with the Gloves of Haste pickup, and he didn't go Phase Boots first, so G knew that he was doing a Midas Rush.
Did you see what just got picked up on Mirana, though?
Did she actually pick up a Yasha?
A full Yasha at 10 minutes.
So this is a Mirana who wants to fight.
Yeah, and wants to fight pretty quick. I don't think we'll see an S&Y come out from Figueredo, simply because even though they want to chase, they want to fight, Mirana is actually, I'd say, decently well with an S&Y. Giving the extra HP over to Lifestealer for Feast would be a bit of a bad play from them. Also, Manta style early.
Yeah, early Manta's nice. But you do get extra armor from the Yasha, so that also counters the Lifestealer. So I don't know if that's too much of a concern.
Yeah, it'd be only a little bit of HP. It's not like we're talking about a full heart picked up on Mirana yet.
Yeah, Lifestealer doesn't have anybody on the side of Arena that he can really use to fully heal himself up.
Yeah.
But For the Win just has very strong, I would say mid-game into late game.
Yeah.
So the mid-game to each team are equal, but Arena's top tower
has fallen.
Arrow gonna miss up top ever so slightly on Quiyu. They're gonna chase him on out here because the tower's down anyway. Mirana gonna leap in. Starfall will finish him out. Remember my name, he says, but to tell the truth, I don't even know Centaur Warrunner's name.
Yeah,
other than Centaur.
I do not either. That's a good point.
Yeah. Maybe that's part of the joke here. Is that no one knows his name, and Toval's like, hey. Don't you like how I mixed Valve and Volvo there?
Yeah,
with
that was
Valve?
nice.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That was very nice. I appreciate
Oh!
it.
Invoker getting jumped on, but actually going to be able to dodge the Searing Chains thanks to his Forge Spear. There is a double damage up on Ember, though.
Yeah,
and he's now starting to pick up Sleight of Fist.
Top lane, there's some rotations in, and there's an infested Lifestealer sitting here in ACC. Who I think we'll see some action here pretty soon.
Somehow, though, Centaur still doesn't have level 6. Jakiro has level 6, and Centaur doesn't. Like...
Yeah, he was doing okay early on when I was checking his levels, but once Arena got some levels up, they were able to just kill him off. He's 0-3.
Yeah, and I think once they realize, hey, we can kill Centaur, they're like, we can kill Centaur? This is our lucky day, guys. Let's kill Centaur again and again. Like,
free money!
oh, G actually gonna get Fiend script up. Deafening Blast gonna finish him off here. One thing about Knott's Invoker here, we've seen this like pickup of one early point in Wex last night, but he's using Deafening Blast incredibly early, and that's a skill with an incredibly long cooldown and incredibly big mana cost. Using it at the early levels can be really risky if it's not really pushing for a hard effect at this point.
He does have a second Forge Spirit,
yeah.
And we've got, as soon as he picked up the second Forge Spirit, suddenly the pushing from Arena Gaming really increased. Nature's Prophet started to join in, so.
And now, they're just in a push fest right now. It looks like Magic is gonna get picked off here. He is invisible, trying to TP away, and he's not gonna make it. Dazzle with the heal is gonna take him out there. But yeah, I mean, they've just taken down 3 towers in a very short span of time. And previously, the only tower down on the map was on their side. So, very nicely done. They're now ahead by 1 tower. And if we take a look at gold, we're going to see they're also ahead in gold by about 3,800, I'd say. Experience a similar lead, but not quite as extreme.
Yeah, For the Win really needs to get... Okay, so they have a level 6. They're up to level 7 on Centaur.
It's going to be a Manta coming out on Mirana, by the way.
Yeah, so Figueroa is farming remarkably well here.
Yeah. And all the gold from those towers is, I would say, what helped him get the Ultimate Orb. Because that's 600 gold per player on your team for, like, what, 3,000 gold total?
Yeah, and I'm not sure, but he might have even last hit a tower.
Yeah. I'm just gonna... Nature's Prophet, Lifestealer, Invoker. I'm not seeing it, but there's one more that I'm not sure about, so... Yeah, meanwhile, the team is grouping up mid. There's a Sentry Ward out from the Dire here. Invoker going to pop off Forge Spirits just to try and repel this push some. Ultimate coming out from Nature's Prophet. It's going to bring some pain to these heroes. Hits is Invis on the other side of the river. However, that rune is wearing thin. If they're going to initiate, they need to do so now, or Hits is going to go back across the river. Smart idea from him, I think. Especially seeing as that Sentry is about to wear out. But distracting For the Win with this bait of a mid-team fight. They had all 5 heroes rotated. Meanwhile, Mirana and Nature's Prophet are just like, hey, top tower, I like that. Let's go. They've got a siege creep on this as well. It's going to probably push it into deny range. Yes, it will right now. And is it actually going to take the tower? I'm not sure. Lifesteal are going to get the deny just barely, but on the mid lane, we've got ACC getting caught out by a Nightmare. Fiend's Grip onto Neo, followed up by the Sunstrike. He's practically insta-gibbed by Not there. And meanwhile, Centaur's Charge trying to bail out the Jakiro, but not going to be enough today. In
that was
more ways than one.
Nicely played by Arena Gaming, but they do have an infested Lifestealer here on G. He's looking to find a way in. What really happened was this line of Venom wards here that, you know, we've seen in a lot of games makes it impossible to actually push up the hill. So Arena can stand here with only 3 heroes. For the Win doesn't have much vision of what's going on.
Yeah.
And they feel like there's a whole team here. They're trying to push this mid tower. They're trying to have a fight.
And if there is a whole team there and you leave Lifestealer there alone, he's done. There's not much hope for him. I mean, yeah, he could infest out, but that's a wasted infest. He could maybe rage through, but they've got a lot of physical damage backing them up, too. I mean, Mirana is now done with a full Manta style, has 800 gold on it. Figueroa is basically saying, look, you better ban out Mirana unless you want to lose.
I mean, not only that, even if the Lifestealer chooses to rage, there is the Bane.
Yeah.
So that's...
Yeah.
That's definitely a challenge, and actually I didn't even notice that in the drafting phase, but the Lifestealer was picked up after the Bane.
It's a bit of an odd pickup.
Yeah. They're not too concerned about it, but I think
Invisibility coming out from Mirana, though. They're going to wrap around. There is a Sentry there, though. It's going to catch out Hits coming in. Arrow comes in, but it's going to miss everything. Meanwhile, Invoker Meatball coming in to help avenge the Bane and the Venomancer. Figueroa gonna pick off the Centaur. There is a dust onto him as well, but he's already used his Invis to initiate. I think they thought that was actually a smoke in somehow, or just a misplay there. Nature's Prophet actually gonna finish off Dazzle, but meanwhile, Lifestealer picks off Invoker. It's hard to watch both ends of the fight here. G just juking Figueredo around. No arrow thrown off just yet, but not much mana up on him. Arena Gaming actually going to lose 3 for 2. And shoot arrow, hit arrow, but that's a creep, so... Plus 46 gold.
Yeah, not quite what you were looking to hit. I think the big factor in that fight was taking out the Invoker somewhat early. He didn't have a chance to get a lot of spells off, from what I saw. And that gives Lifestealer even more money. So, I mean, take a look at his farm. He's got Armlet minus Face Boots. He
and
had that for several minutes.
5,000 gold in the bank. What? Also, he hasn't died.
Yeah, I think, well, in that fight, he drank off of the Invoker, and he also caught a lot of assist gold. So he did get a lot of gold from that, but when I looked a few minutes ago, he was sitting on 2k. So we'll see what he chooses to buy.
It's going to be a Maelstrom, yeah. I like that pickup here, especially with the Nature's Prophet Treants being a factor. But then again, Nature's Prophet can just pick up a Necronomicon.
So I actually really like this Maelstrom because we were talking about how there's no one for Lulling Blue to feed on. Basically, there's no one who's super tanky on Arena.
Yeah.
And it's like, alright, fine, I'll just zap you all to death because they're squishy, they team fight. This is going to help him farm even faster, get more money, but it's also very helpful at killing off the entire side of Arena Gaming. As
well as these Forge Spirits, I mean, they are not tanky by any sense of the word. They were nerfed even to make them squishier when they nerfed it. I think they still should have nerfed the damage a little bit. A Venomancer just setting up a bit of a face-off on the mid lane.
At all. He hasn't had any bad experiences with Forge Spirits.
Oh no. They're not OP by any sense of the word. Of course not.
This wall of wards, normally you'd say hard to push past, but Lulling Blue doing a pretty nice job.
But it's going to slow down the push, and I think that's the big idea here. They're not as concerned about, like, oh no, Lifesteal is going to get 40 gold per hit with that. Actually, Figueredo picking up Ember Spirit way on the other side of the map. I don't even know how that happened. Nature's Prophet is going for Orchid, though.
An arrow.
Yeah, but arrow wasn't on cooldown. It must have been a long stun arrow. Lifestealer will get the mid tower, kind of evening things up if that top tower hadn't fallen. But, I mean, For the Win is in no position to push a tier 2 anytime soon, and Arena Gaming is able to play this very well. Are they even going for a mech, though?
I'm not sure. I haven't really seen a mech being...
Vino's going for Scepter. I mean...
Yeah, I didn't see a mech coming out from either team. And, to be honest, a mech would be very helpful for Arena Gaming.
Especially when they want to team fight. They're a little squishy, but they can use the extra,
you want to
HP
prevent
there.
Lifestealer from doing a lot of damage, so you get that mech up. And then if Ember goes for a Desolator, etc. A lot of people sometimes, I'm not saying, a lot of pub level people think of a mech for the heal.
Yeah.
And a lot of people forget that it also gives quite a bit of armor.
And it's just a great team fight item to be able to say, oh no, they're losing the team fight, guys, we can win this. And then just say, oh, nope, we just mech'd and we're all back at half health instead of a sliver.
Well, we've got a nice Roche attempt here from Arena Gaming.
They have been pinged out, I believe. Unless that was them pinging. Jakiro's going to move on in here, but...
No, For the Win is definitely moving in, but they're a little too late. And
they're going to smoke right out of it. Invoker's gonna spot them out instantly. He's gonna be the bait here. Looks like he's gonna get taken down, but he does have the Aegis at least. Invisibility is gonna be purged by that dust. Hits, though, already dropping pretty low. Invoker popping off the Forge Spirits. There was an ulti by Venomancer. Figueredo already on a mega kill streak. Invoker taking down 2. Prizes going out already, and, oh, camera work.
Lulling Blue was hitting away on magic.
Yeah.
Didn't quite manage to get the last hit, healing himself up a lot, but one last Nightmare Brain Sap.
And that was disastrous.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a 5-man team wipe from Arena Gaming, losing nothing in the process. Not even the...
Well, they lost the
Venomancer. Well, they lost the Aegis, but I mean, they just got the Aegis. It's no big deal.
It served its purpose in helping them win a fight.
I mean, Figueredo's got 4,000 gold. Like, yeah, we've talked about how good Lifesteal is farming, but if Mirana's getting better farm, or even if Mirana's not getting better farm, but if she's getting better XP, better kills, still hasn't died. 6-0-2.
That is an Agnum Scepter finished on the Venomancer.
At 22 minutes in, and they haven't been wanted for wards at all. It's been like, okay, where's the wards? I think this is one of the few times I've seen not that many wards on the map, and there's still some. Like, you've got one up here in the secret shop in a very risky position, but one that works.
Mm-hmm. That's a very fast Agnum. He doesn't even have his level 11 yet. Now, granted, he is close.
Yeah.
So let's see. The cooldown change, the damage change. It's just.
It's a really good scepter upgrade.
I'm not sure what the math is, whether Veil or Agnum's is better on a Venomancer. But
as far as I know, I would say the Ags here is better, because if by chance you didn't get the Veil off, because think about Veno, he's squishy, he gets caught out a lot. He generally pops that ult like, oh my god, guys, I'm going down, ulti time, and,
I'm gonna die!
Yeah, so if that's happening, it's not like, oh my god, guys, I'm going down, Veil time, and oh, I'm dead. Meanwhile, though, we got Not sheeping up G, he's already got a sheep stick done. And 1,000 gold in the bank with a Midas, he's gonna have his scepter by, 5 minutes from now, probably, if it keeps going the way it is. But the question here, what does For the Win do to come back?
Well, they have a Lifestealer who's topping the network chart and who's actually hitting away on Not here. Nice ice passing, Not forced out himself out. Wellington manages to pick up the kill. They're trying to take down Magic now. Dazzle manages to pick up the Magic, but he eats the arrow from Mirana. Gems on the ground. 3 for 3 so far, but the Nature's Prophet picking off Lolling Blue, going for down. Not quite enough damage.
I mean, that was a very nicely done fight by Lolling Blue. We saw his strengths there. He's a strong farmed carry. But I mean, Figueiredo managed to escape with a sliver of HP. And in just the past couple of minutes, Lifestealer has had both his deaths happen. It looks like G is going to go on our Nature's Prophet, but the Shadow Blade does come out, though. He is silenced up, but that's not going to change the Flame Guard, except it's not going to matter if you just get killed.
Not enough damage in Ember Spirit. Now he's sitting here with an ultimate orb. Not sure what he'll choose to build into. I've forgotten that Gavin has actually been gone from this game, so our admin is.
She keeps disconnecting, reconnecting. I don't know what's up with that, but she's been working very hard. Like, there's videos that I've been playing before each game. I don't know if you've gotten to see it, Renessa, but when we load into the next game,
I'll take a look.
You can check it out. Yeah, it's a really epic, like, hype building video, and all the player cards she's been working very hard on throughout the week, so big shout out to her.
Nicely done by
yeah.
We appreciate it very much, and I'm sure the viewers do as well, that production quality.
Oh,
we have a smoke up here on top by For the Win, and this is what they need to do. They need to smoke, they need to find pickoffs, they need to let the Lifestealer continue to farm. They're blinking and stomp by Kuyu, and we've got Ice Path and Dazzle Poison Touch.
But the leap! It's coming out. Dazzle does get the armor reduction. Arrow's going to come out, but no escape, no leap available. Actually, that's a friendly Sunstrike. He's still alive. He manages to pick off a kill there. Dazzle is going to end up getting the kill. But that's already one core down. Only Lifestealer and Ember still standing here, and they're on the other side of the map. I mean...
I think that was very nice play by For the Win. It's exactly what they needed to be doing. But you mentioned it before, not a lot of vision. So For the Win has all of these, really defensive wards here and up here, and like the sentries there. Wow, when I draw on the map,
they don't have wards that they can
they can't get the pickoffs that they need without vision, because they had no idea that Arena Gaming was so close by.
Ooh. And another thing I just realized, like we were saying, okay, Maelstrom's a decent pickup, but he went for Mjolnir before Basher. And you look at his team, where's your lockdown, really? Like, where is your really good, strong lockdown, especially when the supports are constantly dying? Well, we could get a Basher on Lifestealer. I'm surprised he didn't pick that up first.
He is having problems with getting kited. So a lot of Lifestealers recently we've seen go for that like Zoom Lifestealer race car build. Yeah. And he elected not to, no drums. He does have phase boots, so that helps. But, no drums, no Sanjin Yasha.
Magic is playing tower defense Dota, by the way. He's just setting up plague wards in like formation all across the map.
It's the way you play Veno. You run into fights and die, or you play tower defense.
And slow siege, yeah. And that's another thing that you pointed out recently, though. Lifesteal is getting kited because all the heroes on Arena Gaming, they're ranged. There's the only melee units are melee creeps, of course, and Treants, which, let's be honest, if you can't kite treants, you're... I mean, even if you can, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
Like...
That's definitely, I think, a big challenge for the Win now is that
Yeah.
actually all of their cores are melee. They are being kited. They're having a hard time. So even with these blink initiations from the Centaur, it's not enough.
Yeah, and Lifestealer, even if he infests, he's hopping out, and... But at that point, you've already put your other core in a dangerous position because the supports aren't the ones jumping in. Unless you're considering Ember Spirit a support, and Earth to For the Win, let's not do that. So the supports aren't the ones being kind of sacrificed to the enemy team. And it's not like a Storm Spirit Nate spawn where it's like zip in, drop Lifestealer off, let him go to town, and then...
Zip out, zip in, zip out, zip in, and do damage to the process.
Or a puck where you can phase shift afterwards. We're actually going to see a big Sunstrike onto Neo after the arrow. Oh my goodness, Lulling Blue just taken out of the fight. Nightmare up on him. G is going to come in. He's going to dust him up. Hits could get taken out here, but that's a support for another support. I mean, that's a good trade here, except there's a gem on the ground. Ember Spirit actually is going to pick that up, and they're narrowly going to miss. Oh, gem on the ground again as TKP comes back into the fight. Quiyu is going to get it off with Magic. Throws off the ulti. Already got his damage off, and now he's on the ground. Figueredo coming into the fight here, gonna go full man mode on this team. Jim once again on the ground. Oh my goodness, the Jim trading hands constantly. Sunstrike and right click will get down that. But Lifestealer knows he can't even go for the Jim here. He is gonna go in on TKP, gonna bash him up. Looks like he's gonna fall here, so at least Lifestealer gets a kill off of it. But Mirana coming back in, giving Invoker that attack speed bust. And another kill. There's only Dazzle remaining here. Invoker, now Nature's Prophet did die back in that fight. He's sitting on 0 gold. 0, like, I looked at it and I'm like, this is bugged, right? But no, he's not gaining unreliable gold. He lost all the rest of his gold there. He's pretty screwed right now. I mean...
Very strange looking, but,
And for Nature's Prophet, this must be heartbreaking, as greedy as he is, you know. Oh, Quiyu blinking in, though, with the stomp. Ember Spirit, Fire Remnant is coming out right now. Not is going to throw out a Deafening Blast, too. And G is going to get Shallow Graved up here. Doesn't have very much HP. I'm surprised he's not backing because the creeps were on him there. But actually, he's going to get away. Unfortunately, Dazzle not going to be quite as lucky. Going to be taken out by Mirana. At least he did get the Invoker there, though.
Yeah, Fierno, I think, killed Dazzle in 4 hits. So
yeah.
Butterfly just doing a lot of work. I mean, it's an early Butterfly, and sometimes you're like, okay, I don't want to go evasion that early. You want their inventory slots to be filled up so they can't go for the MKB. But they're so far ahead, and he doesn't care. Yeah,
it's like, well, how are they going to get an MKB? Lifestealer's still about a demon edge away from it. Ember Spirit isn't going to build the MKB. Like, yeah, Dazzle, we need you to build an MKB so that you have true hit on Mirana. We at least have some guaranteed damage. I mean, what?
Yeah, no, not quite. However, Figueredo, I hope, is going for an MKB. Or
I would imagine so.
I would actually imagine great.
He's a very level-headed player. He generally won't go super crazy like, let's throw the game, guys. It's not Klotz 322 over here.
I wonder if they'll choose to go MKB or crit.
Yeah.
Crit might even give more...
Either one on Mirana, though, is really good.
Yeah. Let's see what he picks up. You're right, I don't think there's a wrong decision. MKB is kind of investing in the late game.
Yeah.
So, and they know it's a farmed Lifestealer.
The only downside to the MKB is who's really building evasion here unless Lifestealer goes Halberd, and I mean at that point he's gonna disarm you anyway, so
yeah.
That was just a stupid point by me, sorry. I don't even know what that was. He's gonna disarm you anyway, so why build a damage item? That's the worst logic ever, don't use that.
So let's take a look at these gold graphs.
Yeah.
You know, we're looking at 15, really like 16,000.
I'd say
Arena Gaming's
18, 19,000. I mean...
Yeah, because the graph's still updating.
Yeah, it's huge. Venomancer now, I mean, we don't have to make the decision anymore, Vanessa. It's Veil and Ags at this point.
I was guessing he would go Veil eventually. When you have that much money early, getting an Ags to tank up is a pretty good idea. And then now that Invoker's a higher level, the Veil will have an even greater impact.
Yeah. We've got a discussion on Girl Doto in the chat.
Yeah, well, they'll survive.
We did have one girl team qualifying this tournament, and they actually played relatively well, I thought. But didn't quite make it through to the playoffs, sadly. So they were in a rough group, though. Figueredo actually is gonna manage to juke the or disjoint, excuse me, the Shadow Poison, or
Dark light.
Poison Touch, excuse me. I'm just throwing words from Dazzle's lore with things I know are in the title. Actually, Figueredo's gonna be alone. 2 seconds to leap, but he does have an Aegis available. Is this some kind of initiation from him? Sorry about the camera there, guys. He does manage to leap away. He's gonna hit an arrow on Kuyu. He'll be able to take him down from behind the trees. Aegis still up. And Dazzle actually gonna drop to Nature's Prophet as well. Ember tries to go deep, trying to pick off Figueredo's Aegis. But he's gonna get a double kill. Unstoppable streak. Meanwhile, Lifestealer actually picks off Nature's Prophet, but Venomancer gonna find the revenge kill. It was a team like until they bought back. But Lifestealer is going to come back into the fight, but he's completely alone here. Don't think we have any more buybacks up on the Radiant. Actually, we do have Ember Spirit. What are you saving that buyback for, buddy?
Yeah, this is his time to fight. He might be waiting until the Centaur is up.
Figueredo just tanked the tower for a free trip to the fountain, basically. And Lolling Blue getting hit with the arrow. Just used buyback. GG will be called. Game number 1, going over to Arena Gaming. I mean, just outstanding play. Oh, it was the MKB.
Manages to pick it up right before the game ends.
Yeah, I've got a little bit, the audio for the game is actually a little overpowering you here, Vanessa. I'm very sorry about that. But, anyways, so congratulations, Arena Gaming gonna take game number 1. This is a best of 3 series, though. So, stay tuned, guys. It's gonna be quite a game number 2, I'm sure. I just felt like For the Win's draft wasn't as strong as it could be.
Yeah, I think it just took too much time to come online. And Arena Gaming just had very strong, synergistic, high damage fighting. And I mean, we just saw Figueredo really just dominate. Yeah,
that was the MVP of the team for sure there. Him and not just outright dominating. I mean, TKP didn't really shine that much on Nature's Prophet, but he created a lot of space, I think. So, anyways, guys, we are going to have a short break before game number 2.
Yeah, and then we'll be right back with you. So I think that we're going to exit out of the lobby. And on the stream, Revo's going to play some music for you guys. And we will let you know as soon as we can. We'll get right back into a game and let you guys see the second game in the series.
Alright, guys, and thank you for coming out. We really appreciate you guys' support. See you in a moment.